Hey, congratulations, everybody. It's final exam season, which means that you've made it this far in the semester. You're that close to calling it a day in History 1302. The point of this video is to get you prepared for the last official assignment in this class, and of course, that's the final exam. Now, the good news is you do know the drill. You've seen this before, you've done it before on the midterm exam. The final is going to walk, talk, act, and feel an awful lot like the midterm exam. It's got a multiple choice section, it's got an essay section consisting of short answer questions and one long answer essay. But the best thing that you can do when it comes to preparing for the exam is to go into Canvas and download yourself a copy of the final exam review guide. Log in and then click on modules. You can put me on pause if you need to. Click on modules and then scroll down to exam review guides and materials. There you will see a link that will take you to the final exam review guide. First thing that pops up at you is the term bank. And just like last time, those terms are going to be the building block of my exam questions, the multiple choice questions. Don't need you to have a dissertation quality understanding of any or all of those terms. As long as you can tell me what the term was and how it fits into the bigger, broader context of our class, you're going to be fine for the exam. Case in point, New Deal. Now, I don't know if you're like me. I'm a visual learner. And if you are, what I might do is I might use note cards. Jot down New Deal on the front of that note card, then flip it over and be very intentional, very deliberate. 5 words or less that remind you of what the New Deal was. You can write down things like Franklin Roosevelt. You can write down things like demand side, bubble up economics, Keynesian economics, restore the economy. All of those things should be ways of reminding you what the New Deal was and how it fits into our class, okay? So you're going to see a multiple choice section. You're also going to see a short answer section that you will, the questions that you'll answer in 2 to 4 sentences. Now that's just a guideline. That's not me saying it must be 2 to 4. It's just me saying if this was me, this is how many sentences I would pretty much plan on writing. Anyway, unlike the midterm exam, everyone needs to answer that first question. That question involving 1968, you don't have a choice there. Everybody's got to answer it. The good news is we've spent a lot of time on that year. It's a watershed moment in American history. Things are going to get a lot different after 1968. The better news is there's a lot of different ways that you can answer it. Keep in mind the Tet Offensive occurs in January 68, and it leads to the credibility gap in Vietnam. Up until 68, most Americans believed everything that the government told them. That's going to be very different in the aftermath of the Tet Offensive. 1968 is the year that we lose not only Martin Luther King of the Civil Rights Movement, but we also lose Robert F. Kennedy, the then senator, now presidential candidate for the Democratic Party in 1968. So it looks like the Civil Rights Movement is being decapitated leader by leader. That's an issue. And, there's Richard Nixon's election. Nixon is elected in 68, and so for the first time in a long time, you got a Republican in the White House, and the American political winds are beginning to change. So that was about 45 seconds, and I rattled off a good solid 3 examples. So as you can see, there's a lot of different ways to answer this question, okay? Now, the next 2 questions that you see listed there in the short answer section, you got a choice. Answer one or the other. Do not answer both. You can talk to me about the different approaches from the Great Depression involving Herbert Hoover, the guy upon whose watch it begins to crash, and Franklin Roosevelt. Keep in mind, Hoover was a big fan of rugged individualism, so he tried to keep government as small as he possibly could. Franklin Roosevelt is going to introduce the New Deal. The idea being put people to work, get them spending. That's going to create demand. Demand will create jobs. It'll be upwardly cyclical. That's one way that you can answer that question. You also have the choice of answering the Poor People's March question. Keep in mind, in 1968, there's that year again, 1968, Martin Luther King launches what he calls a Poor People's March to Washington. And not only is it designed to get America's attention back on civil rights and civil rights organizing, it also is designed to demonstrate that poverty not only is very real in America, this deep into the 20th century, but it's not a black problem. It's not a white problem. It's an American problem. Poverty is an American problem, and there are millions of Americans that suffer from it. Anyway, that is your choice. Answer one of those 2 questions. Lastly, you have a long answer essay question just like last time. I'm not trying to trick you, not trying to throw a curveball by you. This is going to be the question that you see when the exam goes live. And the good news is we've been talking about this since day one in the semester. I asked you on day one, um, are we freer as a society? Are we freer today in modern times as opposed to when this class began at the beginning of the semester, 1877? In ways, yes, we are. And in ways, no, we're not. The good news here is I don't care how you answer it. There's a lot of different ways that you can answer it. I've seen people on both sides of this aisle answer it as effectively as anybody. And I've been doing this a little while. Anyway, what I want you to understand is I want you to take a firm stance on that issue. We are freer in the 21st century because we are less free because it's a mixed bag. It's a combination of the two because that's taking a firm stance on the issue. You also need to tie concrete evidence to it. If you look beneath the actual question itself, if you scroll down, what you're going to see is a laundry list of items, individuals, concepts, events. And what those are food for thought. Those are things that I would consider including in my paper if I had to write an assignment like this. Not saying that if you include all of them, you automatically get an A. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. I'm just telling you that if I had to do this, this is the kind of thing that I might consider doing. I hope that helps. I hope that that kind of puts your mind at ease when it comes to various approaches that you can use to prepare for this thing. You can do this. You have been doing this. The people that don't do well in this class, they generally don't tend to make it to this time in the semester. So have a little bit of confidence if for only that reason in and of itself. The other thing I wanted to mention as we sign off here is if you need help, you know how to find it. I'm available. You can email me. You can drop by my office. You can reach out in any way that you'd like to. I'm here to clarify those last lingering issues as we round out the semester. So once again, congratulations to making it to this point. I'll be around if you need me, and good luck, not just in History 1302. Good luck all the way across the board.